And
So do a motion to come out of that public hearing.
Motion to exit public hearing.
motion to come out of the public hearing, and second by Commissioner Adams. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much, unanimously. And move on down. Consideration for, oh, we just barely got that one done, right?
So
No.
that's if you guys want to vote on this ordinance today.
Well, if it's brought upon us, two commissioners, would you like to act on the resolution today, or would you like to consider a little further date to act on that particular item?
Chair, I'd like to entertain a motion to table it until further inquiry be made to the extent that all applicable and affected small business, home business, roadside business, those could be notified properly throughout the county, and see what kind of response we receive. Possibly for May meeting.
Okay. A motion is made by Commissioner Gray Eyes to table the item to have a further study, public hearing, whatever it needs to take to have the full input by the county, communities, and get all the data in place to bring it before May's meeting. That's the motion on the table, and do I have a second to that?
I'll make a second with comment.
Okay.
I think we've had enough public comment today and input that we need to take some time to consider what we can do to deal with the public comment and the concerns that have been raised. And so that's the reason I would second the motion, is so we can take some time to further refine the ordinance to actually do what needs to be done to address any problems that we have at this present time.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Adams seconds the motion to further enlighten some of the concerns and also how it's going to impact the community or the communities. And I'd like to thank both of the commissioners for that. This is the public and the community's county, our county, where it should be thoroughly looked at from every angle to make some to take a position from this commission. So all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimously. Thank you. So Walter, take that and you evaluate that and see what you can do. Thank you.
Can I make a comment?
We just barely made a vote on the particular item. We're moving down to consideration for approval of business license ordinance and public hearing. So a motion would be in order to make another motion to go into public hearing.
Well,
A motion by Commissioner Adams, and do I have a second?
second.
Second by Commissioner Gray Eyes, and all those in favor?
Right.
Aye. We are into another public hearing at 11:30. San Juan County will hold public hearing and considering to amendments to County Subdivision Ordinance 2016 with the inclusion of ordinance for all the resident zoning, district planning, community and zone, district highway, commercial zoning, district and water ethics and landscape for Spanish Valley. Okay, we are in public hearing. Do I have any comment from the community today, sir?
I have been involved in community affairs with
State your
Grant
name,
County,
sorry.
still love. I've been involved in community affairs with Grant County for 30 years, therefore I do have quite a few opinions and a lot of experience in working with them. I looked at the plan that was prepared for the Spanish Valley. First page, second page was a drainage plan. Flood waters coming across that valley out of Pack Creek. That is going to go into Grand County. Every time you put in a solid piece of ground there, you're increasing Grand County's floodwaters. You cannot make a development here without working with Grand County. Grand County has a flood plan. It's a pretty good one. They haven't done a thing with it because they don't have the money. You must coordinate your flood plan with their flood plan. You must coordinate this dark skies. The dark skies does not mean lights. I realize that you probably have lived in areas where it's so dark you can't see what the cow is doing. That doesn't know what it means. It means the lights do not go down on the ground. You get better lighting, you get a better thing, you get tourists, you get people. That must be coordinated with Grand County. You need to set up a group in your planning commission who will coordinate these things to make sure it's not going to be a lawsuit 10 years down the road when you're flooding out the center of Moab City and these type of things. The roads are the same. You have road problems. They have a road plan. Your road plan must coordinate with their road plan. You can't just end your road at the county line and go to another road somewhere else at the county line. It's not going to be done. I'm afraid that you have a water problem down here. You have 500 acre-feet of water. You have a horrendous amount of Colorado water. You'll get no more. You need to get into the USGS. That's been going on in Grand County. The USGS says we have 6,000 acre-feet of water still available in the aquifer. It is majority owned by Moab City. They have the oldest water rights. The other part of it is owned by GWSSA. They have all the water rights from an old ranch. You have nothing, but you do have a huge amount of water in the river. Unless you can get money to develop that water, you would do no development. 500 acre-feet, you can build probably 1,000 homes if you conserve water, half an acre-foot per house a year. You have currently 250, 300 homes down there now. You don't have much water to do anything. So that's why I'm very concerned that the residents get hold of the water rights and on their own going to control it. You've got a lot of work to do. I'm really feeling for you because I can see what you do for 20 years from now. I won't be alive when this is done. But you need to coordinate with Grand County on many, many of these things and just not park them out there and have them in conflict. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to make a correction. I think the state of Utah owns all the water. I don't think.
You have a water right of 1,500 acre-feet, 5,000 acre-feet.
I didn't talk about the water right. I said the state of Utah owns all the water.
You have the water.
I don't think Moab owns the water. I think the state of Utah owns the water.
Moab water right, the oldest water rights in the county.
I'm not talking about
Okay.
water rights.
No,
I'm talking about water.
Water, yes, I agree with you 100%. The state owns the water.
Thank you.
But the Moab Irrigation Company has 1,800 water rights. Moab City has the next oldest water rights. GWSSA has the third oldest water rights. You have the youngest. And I know if you ask for more water, I can't not believe that Moab City won't sue. You need to coordinate with them.
Okay. Anybody else? Back there? Just to remind all of you that we do have a microphone sitting here and we have a camera going, so for the record, make sure you state your name for the record and please speak into the microphone. Thank you very much, ma'am.
My name is Sarah Fields. I too lived in Spanish Valley on the Grand County side for about 6 or 7 years and have a long connection with that area. I request that you table this resolution to adopt this ordinance until there's proper notice, until every person in San Juan County has the opportunity to actually read the ordinance, because it's been placed online, or copies are available here at the library and at the county courthouse. One of the concerns I have in Spanish Valley is dust. There are times when you can barely see the sides of the cliffs in the Moab Valley because of the winds and the dust that comes into that area. So the more that you clear land without specific requirements for dust suppression, for revegetation, the worse this situation will be. Moab residents complained to me about the area that was cleared as you were putting in sewer and water lines, and they felt that it wasn't necessary to create such a wide area of vegetation removal. So I think that the county of San Juan really needs to pay attention to how much vegetation removal is required for any type of development in that area where people are submitting applications, where the county itself is doing the work for various roads and sewer lines, because dust could become a major problem in that area. Thank you.
Thank you. Back there?
Hello again, my name's Jeff Matson. I live at 555 Pack Creek Road in Pack Creek. I just want to make a comment again about the dark skies. Mr. Vlasic from Landmark said don't table the ordinance approval because no dark sky regulations are involved. They can always be added later. The Planning Commission stated that the dark sky ordinance could be established by individual developers. I just want to say that light pollution knows no development boundaries. And then Mr. Bird from the Planning Commission staff stated that Spanish Valley development needs to be organized and done logically. I guess my comment on that is trying to implement something like dark skies after some development has already been done is a little bit too late. I mean, I think this needs to be done, you know, as it was initially in the proposed ordinances. I think that ordinance needs to be brought back in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Back there?